Oh dear God. Oh, Lord bear me strength. Okay. Hello there, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Amber. I make videos sometimes. I haven't made one in quite a while, but today I'm specifically making one for the guests of my bridal shower to chat with them about this adorable travel makeup bag that they received as the favor at my shower. So I'm obviously recording this ahead of time, but I want to thank everybody who did come out for my shower. It means so much to me. I'm so grateful for all of the beautiful relationships that I have in my life, my friendships, my family. I moved my wedding a year to make it safer for everybody, and I definitely think we're in a better place this year than we were last year. Things aren't perfect, but I'm just so grateful to everyone who came out to celebrate. I'm just so happy. I'm so excited for all the things in the next couple of months. But anyways, so I have this cute little bag and I wanted to show you guys what I pack in my bag. I know we haven't left the house in a year and a half, but I think we're maybe going places a little bit here and there now. So I'm gonna show you all the things that I'm gonna pop in here for a makeup look for a wedding, which is sort of what I did today. Or, you know, just if you're going somewhere and you wanna slap on a little bit of makeup. I think that when you're traveling, it's the perfect time to use your trial size of things, your minis of things, or just products that are a little bit smaller that you can stick in a bag and have things in your travel bag that you can use for multiple different purposes. And I do have a couple of those products today that I'll talk to you about. So just getting into the bag itself, there are two openings. There's this one where you can kind of lay out all your brushes, and then there's this one where you can throw in all of your things. So before we get into the makeup portion, I want to talk quickly about skincare. Your makeup's only going to look as good as your skin is, if that makes any sense. So if your skin isn't in really good shape, I think your makeup is just sort of going to accentuate any texture you have, anything, any dry patches, things like that. So you want to make sure you're starting off with a happy base. I'm crazy about my skincare. I love skincare, but there are a few basic things that you can do just to make sure that your skin is happy and healthy. I moisturize my skin. I'm also using a very gentle cleanser on it. The products that I personally use are not what is going to work for you, but because I'm more dry to normal, these are the things that I will pack in my bag. First is this vitamin C serum. Also, sorry about the lighting. We're working with natural afternoon light. It is what it is. So anyways, vitamin C serum. I also use this Glossier serum. This is a niacinamide and zinc serum. After that, I use the Embryolisse La Creme Concentrate, which is really nice. It's sort of on the thicker side, but I think it sinks in pretty nicely. And finally, Glow Screen by Supergoop. This is a sunscreen. I use sunscreen every single day, even if it is cloudy. I'm protecting my skin at all freaking times, and you should too. This one has a really nice glow to it. You will see that when I move into the makeup portion, that my skin to start just has a really nice glowy base, and I love that because, like I said, I am a little bit on the drier side, so this is something that I've repurchased a million times. All right, so now that your skin is moisturized, it's protected, we're gonna move into the makeup. You can start with a primer. Primer is going to help with the longevity of your makeup, add moisture or hydration if you need that, smooth out your texture. There are a lot of different things that a primer can do and a lot of different kinds of primers. I skipped that today, and for the most part I kind of do skip a primer because I'm not looking to mattify or smooth out any texture or anything. I'm pretty lucky with the skin that I have. So what I started with was this Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. Party all day, stay all night is what she says, and that is absolutely true. I like to sort of sandwich my makeup, meaning I put a layer of my setting spray on first, put my makeup on, and then do another layer of setting spray, thereby sandwiching the makeup. I feel like it helps with the longevity. Just a big fan of doing that, and it's not another product that I'm putting on to make everything kind of cakey. So we're working in just very thin layers. That's how I kind of like to do it, and Lisa Eldridge likes to do that too. She's a big time makeup artist. If you guys want to check her out, she has an amazing channel. So anyways, I like this. This is definitely not for the faint of heart. I think it is pretty hardcore. It is not like a moisturizing formula by any means. I think the Urban Decay, I have it over on my desk, but it's like a glowy setting spray. That's really nice, but I know that when I'm going out or going to a wedding especially, my nickname is the Dancing Queen because I love to dance at a wedding, and my sweat and natural oils are going to come through. So starting off with something on the matte side is better for me. could be for you too. Highly recommend. Next up, we have foundation. Use whatever makes sense for your skin, whatever matches you, whatever you like. Again, I have this little trial size of a Tarte foundation. It's called the Foundcealer. It has decent coverage. I know that at a wedding or an event, I'm going to have my photo taken and I want my base to look really nice, especially if you're gonna go for a statement lip. You wanna make sure that your skin's really even. That way, you know, your lip pops, whatever you put in your eye pops. That's not too heavy. That way, again, you're not like putting on too much product. I like this one, it's fine. I'm almost out of it. My preference is the Ordinary Serum Concealer, but we're working with limited space, so I just wanna keep everything small, so I'm gonna pop this in the bag. Next up is concealer. Whatever, again, this is all, makeup is all what you like, what works for you, what makes you feel good. This is a Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I have mine in the shade 120 Light Vanilla. I pop that underneath my eyes and any little places where I might have a spot or a breakout, something that I just want to cover up, a little extra redness that maybe my foundation didn't get. I like to put it on and let it sit for like 30 seconds to a minute and then blend it in. I find that that helps with the coverage. It makes it a little bit better because it dries just a touch down before you go in to set it. So I like to use my fingers for that even too. Oh, talking about tools for foundation and concealer and even powder, I like a beauty sponge. This is by Real Techniques. You wet it, you have to wet it, and squeeze it out. Sometimes I even use like my towel to squeeze it out a little bit more and then use that to spread the product. So anyway, this is a concealer that I like. There are a lot of concealers that I like, but this one at the moment is the one that's doing it for me. So for blush, I'm going to use this Glossier Cloud Paint. This is in the shade Dusk. Something that I really like about this particular formulation is that once you apply it to the skin, it dries down and it does not appear to be very dewy. I have other cream blushes that are a little bit dewier, but this one, it really dries down but leaves like a very nice flush to the skin. It's pretty small, it's not going to take up a lot of space, and it feels pretty secure. You know, it has this nice cap on it. So I'm going to put this on before I powder because you want to put all your creams down before you put on a powder. Otherwise you can get some like funky texture or pilling or things moving around. So I'm going to use this for my blush and put that on before I put any of my powders, but that's the blush that I'm going to use today. Speaking of setting things down, I do have this little mini Charlotte Tilbury powder. I paid an arm and a leg even for the mini. This is in shade 1 Fair, so I use this for underneath the eyes and then, you know, some of the areas around my face where I put concealer, and just I kind of put a light dusting, and you'll see over the face, just because I want to kind of lock in everything that I've got going on. Don't want it to move around too much, but this is a nice powder. You can even take it with you in your purse if you want to just have something to touch up with really quickly in the middle of the night if you're starting to get shiny. Our bronzers work in double duty, so make sure you pick one that you like for your face and your eyes. I have the Park Ave Princess by Tarte. This is one of my favorite ever bronzers. It's just a beautiful neutral shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. I use it on the face and then I use it again in the crease of my eyes. This is a little bit bigger, but it has a mirror, which I use pretty often when I'm doing my makeup. And you're gonna use it for a couple things, so I say it goes in the bag. For my highlighter, I use this little baby Hourglass Ambient lighting powder. This is in the shade Luminous Light. Now these powders are amazing because you can use them to set the face very lightly, and I think it gives you sort of like a candlelit glow, but you can also use it as like a highlighter, pack it on a little bit more. That's how I've used it today. So this is tiny and it's cute and it's not going to take up too much room, so in the bag. Eyebrows are not going to take up a lot of room, so I just have my Sephora pencil and my Essence Make Me Brow. Those are both going in the bag. For the eye look, I am packing this little Smashbox guide. These are all matte eyeshadows. This is called the Photo Matte Eyes. Love this. Love this thing so much. It's not that big, and all the shadows I find to be extremely blendable, super easy to use. There's a little bit for everybody, more cool tones, more warm tones. There's even this fun blue that I've never dipped into before, but that could be gorgeous. But that's gonna help on the outer corner and underneath the lash line, because my bronzer can only do so much, and I wanna create some dimension with my eyeshadow look, so that's why this guy is coming with us. Now I'm sure you can see that I have this amazing glitter sort of eyeshadow, and that comes from this little guy. This is a Colourpop Jellymuch shadow. It's on its last legs. These things dry out. They're sort of like a jelly texture. They're supposed to be like a really smooth, bouncy jelly texture. This is it's a little dry, but this is in the shade 20H4. Oh, Mystical, sorry. Mystical, not 20H4, but maybe you could look it up that way too. But it's just like a gorgeous kind of goldy champagne-y color that I put all over the lid. I like I like these. I like having this to throw in your bag because sometimes you want a little bit of sparkle and sometimes you don't. If you don't want any sparkle, you can just stick to all these matte shades and still have a beautiful eye look. I like to have a little glitter, so that's why this is coming in the bag. It's small, easy to throw in. It's not gonna take up too much space. Totally optional, but I like an eyeliner. I'm big on the cat eye. I don't think mine matched today, but you know, it is what it is. I'm packing today the House Laboratories liquid eyeliner in Punk. I spell eyeliner funny, it's cute. But yeah, I like this one, it's pretty good. I don't love that it's a felt tip liner. I prefer the other one, brush tip, but it's all good. I like that it's really black and relatively easy to use, and I think it'll stay all night. I should have mentioned before I jumped into the eyeshadow, if you want to bring an eyeshadow primer, not a bad idea. It's going to help with the longevity of your eyeshadow, make everything pop a little bit more. I use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. I think I prefer the Colourpop. They have little pots that are similar to the MAC paint pots. I don't have any of those, but this is really nice. It's super light, and like I said, it's going to keep your eyeshadow on a little bit longer. I'm just a huge fan of them, so in the bag it goes. Got another mini here. This is a Tarte mascara. This is Tarte Light Camera Lashes mascara. So cute. Love this. One of my favorites. Applied 2 layers on the top. Didn't do anything on the bottom. You can do that if you want to. I just chose not to today. But this is a great one. It's mini, and again, not going to take up a ton of space. All right, so now that we've applied our base, our eyebrows, our eyeshadow, I've used another spritz of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. We're moving on to the lips, people. So I have a couple different options that I show you. I like to pack a couple lip options because you just never know what you're gonna feel like in the moment. So I have this Urban Decay Vice Lipstick. This is in shade Liar. It's a cream formulation. It's beautiful. I'm obsessed with this color. I'll swatch it for you guys just to show you, but it's perfect. It's nude enough that it's gonna go with anything that you choose to put on your eyes. The cream formula is nice because even if it wears off, it's easy to reapply. You don't even really need a mirror because it's not that fussy. I also have this NYX, what are you called? Shine Loud on a Mission dual-ended lip thing. So on this side is the color. You put that on very carefully because once the stuff is on, it's not gonna move. Apply that, let it dry. I kind of sit with my mouth open like this. Really cute. And then apply this part afterward, this like, I don't know, like a gloss sort of. If this moves all night, that would be shocking. It goes nowhere. You can eat with it, drink with it, sing with it, do all the things with it, and it's not going anywhere. So huge fan of these. This is in the shade, I can't find the shade, but I will list it down below, whatever it is. I'll find it and put it down below. I can't find it, but anyway, love this lip color. I think it's a winner. In terms of brushes, I already showed you that I like to use a sponge, but also anything that's dual-ended is gonna save a little space. This I use for bronzer, this I use for highlighter. You could use this for blush too if you have like a regular powder blush. Yeah, huge fan of this guy. This is by Persona. I also have this big old powder brush. I use that to apply my powder. So this one's by Sigma, but I like to have this. And then for eyes, just a few brushes. I like to have a big fluffy guy to use for the crease. I like to have this more dense short guy to do my outer corner. And then I like to have a flat packing brush. So that could either be for the lid or for underneath the eye, which is how I used it today. But just a few brushes for eyes. You can keep it pretty simple. The last couple things might be silly, but very important to me. Deodorant. You're gonna need some deo. This is by Native. This is their citrus and herbal musk. So pop that in the bag. And the final thing you're going to need is perfume. So I get a lot of samples. I don't know about you, but I love a sample, love a perfume sample. Get them in the mail, get them in different like subscription boxes. If you go to the store, you get a little, little sample to take home. I love a sample. So these are actually by Thin Wild Mercury. Really like this company. They're a small brand. It's a little bit expensive, but I bought the starter pack. There's one more that comes in it for like 30 bucks, but you're supporting a one-woman show and I love that. So gotta throw one of these in the bag as well. This is Chateau 1970. Love this one. So I'm just gonna pop that in the bag as well. So this is what it looks like all packed up. And from this perspective, you got everything over here. You can also stick some of your products in here if you run out of space. But that is everything that I have packed in this little travel bag, and I love it. I think it's so perfect. It has a really nice outer shell. It looks like it's not gonna get like too dirty on you. And it's pretty small and compact, and you can fit all of your treasures in here for when you go traveling. So again, if you are one of my attendees, thank you so much for coming. I love you to pieces, and enjoy watching me put my makeup on, and I will catch you guys in the next one.